Hey everybody, it's Pam from the Leadership Brief. And this week in the newsletter and on the blog, I shared with you 5 reasons why self-compassion and being kind to ourselves can help us save time. And I shared 3 exercises that I use on pretty regularly that I adopted and adapted from Dr. Kristen Neff's book, Self-Compassion, The Proving Power of Being Kind to Yourself. Specifically as it relates to time. I use it for other things where ADHD is concerned, like impulsivity and motivation, but time seems to be the common denominator for all of those. And so today I double booked myself on a couple things, and I just realized it. I'm in Chicago with my husband. He's doing a team meeting. I came to visit our grandson and our kids while I'm here. Now I'm going to join his team this afternoon for some fun in Chicago. Going to do a boat tour on the lake and the river, which is always a lot of fun, and generally just hang out in the city. And Chicago is one of my favorite cities. So when I realized I had double booked myself this afternoon, I had just a momentary panic attack. Kind of started to go into that little bit of a shame spiral of how could you do this? How did you not notice this? And it's a long story of setting up a new scheduler from my website and the newsletter, and things just didn't sync together like they normally do. And I was doing a cross check today and I missed it. So I'm going to have to reschedule something that I have this afternoon in order to be in this afternoon with my husband and his team. And so I thought I would share with you just like a real live example of using. I'm going to kind of combine 2 of the exercises in this one. So empathic touch and breathing, as well as being kind to yourself. My heart's still beating a little bit fast as I realized, oh my gosh, I did this double book and now I'm going to have to fix this. And so my heart's beating just a little bit stronger. I could kind of start to feel the shame spiral. I could feel the cortisol dump as it's happening. Before I even started to record this, I had already sort of okay, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We'll take care of this. The world isn't ending. It's just an honest mistake. And so, but I haven't done the breathing yet. And so I thought I'd show you, the breathing exercise is so easy, even if you can't get to anything else, even if you're just sitting at your desk and you notice something, or you're in traffic and you're running late. Because if you're like me, I used to always run late, and I still can because of all the reasons with time blindness, time horizon, not knowing how much time it actually takes me to get places, because I would forget to factor in various things, or I would get busy and then realize, oh my God, I have to go. I'm supposed to be, at the doctor, in 10 minutes, and it's a 20-minute drive. And so even if you're sitting in traffic or one of those things, the breathing exercise is one of the simplest things you can do. And you can do it pretty much anywhere, anytime. And so it looks something like this. You breathe in deeply in through the nose. You're going to hold it for a count of 4. Then you're going to breathe out for a count of 4. Breathe back in, hold it. It's called square breathing in mindfulness and in yoga. And so I'm bringing to mind, okay, my heart is pounding. I'm feeling a little bit of that shame spiral. I feel the anxiety building in my body. And over this double booking situation that I have in front of me. And so I'm just going to okay, I'm just going to breathe. Before I do anything else, I'm just going to breathe. And so and even as I'm breathing, as I'm letting that breath of air come into my body, I can actually kind of start to feel myself calm down. I feel my heart rate starting to go down just a little bit. And so now, for me, I find either I can just put my hand up here on my chest and be like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I know you feel stressed. I know you feel anxiety. I know that it's hard when you have to call someone and admit to, your oversight, and it wasn't intentional, and the person you need to talk to, you know them, they're incredibly gracious and kind. This is not something you do on the regular with them or with your clients. And so it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes even just like I'm sitting alone in a hotel room right now. So sometimes like, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. This happens, you know? You're not the only person in the world who's ever double booked. You're not the only coach in the world who's ever had to, be humble and admit to a mistake or an oversight. And it's not the end of the world. It happens. And you'll do what you can. Your client knows you well. You have a lot of history with them. And even if we have to have a robust conversation around this, then you have the conversation. But you know what to do. You'll prepare and, you'll go into it well for your client. You'll do this for your client. And so if you notice, even in the start, this is all about me. But because I'm starting to show myself empathy and compassion first, by the time I get through this, genuinely, I have more empathy and compassion for my client, who is, by the way, a wonderful person. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried that I'm going to come in frantic and, trying to excuse my behavior rather than showing up in my best self for my client and being responsible to them about what I need to talk to them about. So if you're my client watching this and you get a call from me in just a few minutes, I hope it goes well for both of us. So anyhow, just wanted to give you a real life example of one of these, time missteps. It was just an overlap. I missed it. There were too many moving parts for me in this new situation that I have in trying to put a new scheduler up on my blog and on my website and in the newsletter, and all things weren't syncing together well like they were supposed to. And in my cross check today, I discovered that I missed something. And so there you go. Breathing compassionately, or getting that breath in, speaking compassionately and kindly to yourself, gentleness, even physical touch, so that your parasympathetic system feels that and it kind of starts to calm down. And then just being able to move actually from frantic anxiety to compassion for myself, to empathy and compassion for my client. Because at the end of the day, as a coach, that's all I want. I want to show up as my best, for my clients, for my family, for my friends. So hope this is helpful for you guys. Bye.